Okay, so in the last session we completed up to supplier definition. In today's session we'll see the bank account creation and other setups. So we have to create a bank branch, bank account. Against the account we'll create the documents also. Okay, we'll do this task. After that we'll create the payment process profile. So create payment process profile. After creating the payment process profile, we can assign AP related roles to the user, which allows the user to work on payables transactions. Those can be invoice creation or payment creation. Okay, we have to assign the AP related roles to user. Say assign AP roles to user. So we have primarily 3 roles. We'll discuss that at the time of assignment. Okay, we'll assign AP roles to user. After assigning the roles to user, we have to assign the business unit to AP related roles that we call as data access for users. Say provide data access for user. Okay, who need access to AP to perform the transactions to that user, we have to assign the roles first. To that roles, through that roles the user will be working for which business unit, the BU we have to map with the specific roles. So anytime you assign the roles and we provide the provision to primary ledger or business unit, we have to submit LDAP job. So we'll go and run the LDAP job, then finally we'll open AP periods, then we can work on the transaction part. Okay, so first we'll complete these setups, then we'll proceed with the transaction creation. We'll see how to create the invoice, and we have a different concepts as per our course curriculum. All will be covering. These are the concepts we have as a part of payables. All will be covering one by one. Fine. Now we'll see how to create the bank branch and the bank account. So go to our implementation project. Task list, say manage implementation projects. Just click on overview, click on the project, search for bank account, bank. So manage banks. Okay, just click on manage banks. So here we can perform these 3 tasks in the sequence. First we'll create bank, then branch, bank account. So to create the banks, click on go to task icon. These all are existing banks in this environment. We'll create our own bank. Just click on create and select country. The bank belongs to which country? Say US. And for all the definitions we are taking Google as a prefix, the same will follow here also. We'll say Google Bank. Okay, fine. So you may write all the other fields of information, okay, if you want to maintain. Otherwise anyway it's optional. So address and contact information also you can maintain, not mandatory. Just say save and close. We just given the bank name. Now we'll go and create the branch. So select bank whatever you created and click on create branch. That means against this bank we are going to create the branch. Click on create branch. The branch name, say Google branch. And routing number is mandatory. That has to be with exact digits, the real routing number. System will have a validation. When you talk about just this bank, the bank we created by selecting country as United States. In United States, if you are going to create any bank, for those banks, the routing number, whatever you will have, that should be in how many digits, that system will have a validation. So when you create the branch, to specify the routing number, you can find the routing number in the, just Google any one of the routing number you can provide. Say BOA routing number, Bank of America routing number, any one of the number you can provide. Fine. Just use any one of the routing number, that will work. Fine, done. Then you can say save and close. Created. Now we have to create the bank account. When I talk about bank account creation in EBS 11i, directly we can create the bank account. That too we create bank account within the operating unit. When I talk about EBS release 12, if you want to create the bank account, we have to make legal entity as a owner. In case of EBS 11i, bank account owner is operating unit. From release 12, the bank account owner is legal entity. To make bank account as a owner for any legal entity, to make any legal entity as a owner for bank account, we have to go to user management. Within the user management, we have to give the grants like use, maintain, and do bank account transfer privileges. Without making legal entity as a bank account owner through user management, we cannot create the bank accounts in EBS release 12. But in Fusion, that is not applicable. You no need to set up legal entity as a bank account owner. By default, all the legal entities are bank account owners. So straight away you can go and create the bank account. So in EBS, whatever the setup we complete, whatever the setup we have to perform to create the bank accounts, that is not required here. Directly you can create the bank accounts. Fine, we created bank and branch. Okay, now we'll go and create the, we created branch also from the same task. Since there is an option to create the branch, we created instead of navigating from this task. Now we'll create the bank account. Click on go to task icon and say create. Select branch. Branch is associated with a bank. If you select branch, system can understand so that branch belongs to which bank. So bank selection is not required. Directly select branch. The branch name is Google branch. Okay. Account number. So this is our bank account number. Sorry, its name. Fine. We can give the name as Google corporate account and provide account number. And we want to maintain this account in which currency? So USD, and select our legal entity. Okay, USA, Google USA legal entity. In EBS, if you don't complete the setup in user management, we don't find our LE in the respective field, right? In case of EBS, if you are performing the setup within this LOE, we don't find our legal entity. Since I mean I mean, you don't find it until unless you just complete that setup through user management. Here that is not applicable. And this bank account we want to use in which applications, that you can specify. Say we want to use in payables and receivables, and set cash account as a mandatory account for bank account. Select cash account and say OK. Now here you can scroll little down to define the payment documents. Click on create payment document. We'll just name it as Google check. In paper stock type blank stock, or it's a number pre-numbered stock that you can specify. So based on that you can select the format which we normally prepare, which is normally done by technical guys, so through BI templates. So for now here you can select the standard one, which is a predefined, which is a seeded in any environment. So going forward I'll take you through the process from where you can prepare where you can find all the templates. In case of EBS, okay, through payables administrator you can see all the payment related templates and you can define the formats against that. But in Fusion, how to do the same, where you can find the template, how to define the format, how to select in the specific bank account. So those points we'll discuss. For now we can proceed with the standard check format, which is a seeded definition. Okay, seeded value, standard check. Just 1 second. Standard check format. We know basically this format only will be modifying based on the requirement for which bank account checks you want to print. Based on that will be changing the alignment within this format related template only. But from where you can find that those templates are layouts, okay, and how to modify, I mean how to download and how to upload after modification. So finally how to define the format against that we'll discuss. For now we can use it as a part of this definition. Later we'll create our own and we can override here. So first available document number and last available document number. We'll say first document available document number is 1, last available document number is 100. Give this document number specification and say OK. Fine. Now we have to assign this bank account to specific business unit. Go to business unit access tab and click on assign. Select our business unit. Okay, if you are going to assign to different business unit, accordingly you can change the cash account balance and segment value. We know like for each business unit we use separate balance and segment value. Accordingly you can change. This account system will derive from the account level. Account level you given cash account it will take, but based on the BU selection you should change it. But the same we do in EBS also. Fine. So this is how just we can create the bank account and we can assign that bank account to specific business unit. When you compare with EBS, in EBS we have to complete the setups in user management to provision the access to LE to act as a bank account owner, but that is not required in the Fusion. Okay, so that provisioning process they removed here. Directly you can create. So that's all about bank account definition. Now we'll go and create the payment process profile. So without payment process profile, you cannot process the payments through PPR, payment process request, or individual process. Right. So
Lakshman,
yeah,
I have a doubt on this bank creation and the bank account creation.
yeah. Tell me, please.
Yeah, we can have multiple currency flag. Can you use here
Yeah, we
in
can.
Fusion?
See, the point is the 99% what we have in EBS, the same applicable for the futures what we have. We'll be testing. We have a,
Okay.
if you look at the concepts in the payables, I just mentioned that. Just we'll be working on foreign currency invoice and payment process. We can handle the cross currency payments also in payables. That also we are going to test. Okay.
Okay. Then the treasury flag one is available in at the time of bank account creation in EBS,
Here,
but I didn't find any treasury like this one.
treasury, no, like in EBS, you can see treasury is at least you can find as a grayed out mode until unless you enable in the treasury, it won't get enabled. But here, the treasury, as of now, there is no provision of using that bank account which you create in the treasury module.
Okay. Then the flag called in the APR netting. That flag is
APR
I didn't
netting
see
is,
the.
see, APR netting, the checkbox you can see in the bank account level, since they are that still the Oracle is working on that development side. But as of now, in the latest
Okay.
version, which we are using in the release 13, also APR netting is not introduced. It may come in the future releases. As of now, no APR netting solution in Fusion application.
Okay. Okay.
Bank account level, you can see the checkbox. Okay, netting account checkbox you can see, but you cannot do netting.
Yeah.
Solution is not available.
Okay.
Yeah, fine. Anyway, good questions.
Lakshman,
Yeah, please.
yeah, yeah, Lakshman, you mentioned something about the business unit and company segment. Can you repeat that? I'm not too clear on what the point you were trying to make when you were talking about the bank account.
See that point I am referring how we do in EBS only. Say for example, you have 10 business units. Okay, 10 business units. For each business unit, we map one balance and segment value, company value. So BU1 you may use 1000, BU2 you may use 2000. Now when you create the bank account level you have to provide the cash account code combination. When you provide the cash account code combination as a part of setup, you can select any one of the company code, balance and segment value. When you assign that bank account to, say for example, bank account level you are giving cash account code combination with a 1000 company, but you are assigning the bank account to BU2. Say for BU2 you are using balance and segment called as 2000. Now whenever you assign, system will be defaulting the same cash account code combination which is maintained at bank account level. Okay, so that would get same will get defaulted for balance BU2. But reality BU2 which account you are which company you are using, which balance and segment value you are using, 2000. So whatever system defaults from bank account to that assignment, that you have to override with a right balance and segment value which we are using for that business unit. Okay, that's what we do. The same we do in EBS. Okay, the same like how we do in EBS, the same here also you have to do. That's what I'm just mentioning. That is the same point. Fine. So just we done with the bank account creation. Now we'll see how to create the payment process profile. If you want to process the payments, what profile we follow and for which bank accounts you want to process the payments, the other criteria rules we can define. We'll see that. Say payment process profile. Okay, task name is manage payment process profiles. Click on the task and click on go to task icon. Click on create and just provide the name as Google payment process profile, and here you can provide the code Google payment process profile. Description And payment file format. Okay, so this payment process profile will be using for which type of payment method related printing that you can select here. Say this payment process profile we are going to use for check payments or any all, but primarily you'll be using for what that you can select here. So we'll be using the format for printing as standard check format only, which we selected at bank account level. And processing type, say printed, that means we are going to print the checks. You may set default payment document information which we created that you can select, otherwise not mandatory. Here you have to specify the rules. So by using this payment process profile, you want to process which payment method related payments, for which bank we want to use this payment process profile to make the payment, for which BUs, which currencies. So let's keep as all, so that this payment process profile can be used to process any payment method, that can be check or electronic or wire or clearing or any other method. You can use it in the same way you can use the payment process profile for any bank. Okay, for any bank you can use it, for any BU you can use it, any currency payments you can use it. So that's how rules you can just by default you have. So that specification you can keep, and as a basic definition you can say save and close. So after defining this, we can go and assign the AP roles to user. Okay, so for payables, basically we have three roles: accounts payables manager, supervisor, and specialist. We have a three roles: accounts payables manager, supervisor, and specialist. Those three roles we have to assign to user. We'll go and assign those three roles to our user. To assign these three roles to our user, you can navigate to security console, click on navigator, click on security console, select user, tap, and find our user. Our username is Google. Click on username, click on edit, click on add role. Now we have to add three roles. Search for those three roles. So accounts payable manager. Okay, accounts payable manager, select here and say assign. Add role membership is nothing but assigning role to user. Now you can search for accounts payable supervisor. Accounts payable supervisor. So here also the same role you have with the two different codes. Any one of the role you can select. Other role is specialist. Select and assign. Done. And say save and close. Done. So we assigned the three roles to user. Which roles we assign? Accounts payable manager, accounts payable supervisor, accounts payable specialist. So these three roles we assign to our user. Now for these three roles we have to assign our business unit. We have to provision access to our business unit for these three roles for our user, which roles already we assigned. Fine. So to assign the business unit or primary ledger or anything, any data related object, if you want to assign any role, we'll be using the same task. data access for users. With this task, you can assign the primary ledger to GL related roles and business unit, which is related to BU specific application related roles. Okay, any definition you can assign to roles by using this data access for users task. Okay, now we'll go and assign our BU to these three roles, so that directly you can perform from FSM home page, nothing but search window, or else we can do it from project. Let's do it from project. So search for the task called as data access for users. So here is the task, manage data access for users. See, if you notice here, okay, you have a task called as manage business unit data access for users. Okay, manage data access set for users. So this is how we have a different task, but you no need to just go with these tasks, not required. So any assignment you can do with this single task. Even if you navigate through this task also, finally will be landing on the same page to perform that activity. So you don't need to search for specific task. So whatever you want to assign the relevant task, you don't need to search for directly. You can look for manage data access for users. It will allow you to assign your primary ledger to ledger related roles and business unit BU specific roles and inventory organization specific roles and asset book FA related roles. So this is how you can assign anything to any role by using manage data access for users. You don't need to just try with the different tasks to perform the relevant activity. See, here we have a task, manage inventory organization data access for users. That means with this task you can assign your inventory organization to inventory related roles, but you don't need to use it. With this also you can do it. Okay, just click on manage data access for users task, click on go to task icon. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, I just selected wrong one, so I just clicked on this. So manage data access for users. Fine, just click on create. Select our username, just tab out the value system will fetch the same user is exist in the application. And now we have a three roles. So accounts payable manager, select, and we want to assign what to this role, business unit. So security contest you have to select as business unit, and which business unit you want to assign, that you can type. Google US business unit. Now click on add row, select role, accounts payable specialist role, security contest is business unit only, security contest values or BU name, and click on add, select role, accounts payable supervisor, select business unit. So find our BU name. Done. So we assigned our business unit to 3 roles. Okay. Now you can say save and close. So we assign roles to user. For the same roles we assign business unit. This complete information need to be synchronized in LDAP directories, LDAP directories, which we call as lightweight directory access protocol directory services. So for that reason, what we have to do, we have to submit LDAP job for the synchronization. Okay, we completed this task. Now we have to run LDAP job. So to run the LDAP job, you can go to navigator. Under navigator, within the navigator, you have a tool section. There we have a schedule process. You can navigate to that page, and you can just select this page into favorites. Okay, you can select into favorite items, monitor process, or you can write it as a ESS job page, anything. Just you can say save and close. Done. So next time, like directly you can land in this page. You can click on this favorites, and here you have a favorite called as so monitor processes. Just click on that, will be landing on that page. Directly you can submit the job. Click on schedule new process. The job name is LDAP. Click on search, select, say OK, and click on OK. Just click on submit and say OK. Okay, we know it takes some time, and before completing this job also you can see expected results, as already the roles assignment to user as well as BU assignment to roles as synchronized. But we'll wait for some time.
One, a small clarification.
Please.
So while assigning the GL roles for the user, you can see the security context level. Um, Security context, we are assigning data access.
Yeah, data
And
access.
when coming to AP, we are assigning business unit.
Sorry?
When you coming to the AP roles, we are assigning business unit.
Correct.
Yeah.
What do you mean by data
What is
access
the
set in GL?
we are assigning the primary ledger?
That's it. In EBS also we do the same, right? In EBS we assign primary ledger to responsibility. Automatically system assign data access set to responsibility by using GL data access set profile option. So when you go to that responsibility, system will provision the access to data access set level value only, not ledger level value. So when you talk about this, because see, these are equal to profile options. To assign the ledger, we use the profile option called a GL ledger name. To assign the operating unit to responsibility in EBS, we use MO operating unit. So what you want to assign to responsibility, based on that you use the profile option. Here whatever you want to assign to role, accordingly you have to use the security context. Okay, hope you got that point. The same, we are just similar activity only we are doing. Fine.
Lakshman, is it true to say that we
Voice is not clear, so voice is breaking.
can you hear me now?
Still same issue. Okay, we submitted this LDAP job. It may take some time to complete and to display the status as succeeded. So now the next task is opening AP periods. So before you try with the task, better you can sign out and sign in, because after assigning running this LDAP job, immediately we are trying to open the periods. So that is the reason you may sign out and sign in. The changes which are whatever happened in the back end, those may reflect with this activity. So our username is Google, provide password. Fine. So to open the payables periods, you can go to the navigator, and here you could see payables, and system added these three work areas, or you can call as tasks, because of those three roles. Okay, which role is giving access to which work area or which task, that you can see as a part of payables. Will be just working on custom role creation. At that time I'll take you through the process how to verify which role has access to which functions. So after assigning the roles and after running the LDAP job, within the navigator you can see the payable section. After that you can see these three tasks. Now our target is we want to open the payables periods. To open the payables periods, click on invoice task. It will take us to invoice workbench, or you can call as invoice work area. Okay, invoice work area. You can call it as invoice workbench or call it as invoice work area. Okay, let's do it. Go to navigator, under payables, click on invoices. Okay, sometimes what happens is after submitting the LDAP job, still you may come across the situation where system won't allow you to open the periods for payables. In that case, just you have to wait for some time and you have to try. Just wait for maybe half an hour or 1 hour. Still it is not happening. Sometimes there could be some system related issues in the synchronization process. Wait for some more time and try. So that is only the solution. Okay, or else submit LDAP job once again, and that may reflect immediately. Fine. To open the payables periods, navigation is from navigator. You can go to payable section, click on invoices task. It will take us to invoice work area or invoice workbench. So here you can see the title as invoice workbench. You can call as invoice work area also. Here you can expand. You can see those three options, which you can see from the navigator window. Those three options, three tasks you can see here. You could see payables dashboard, invoices, and payments. Once you click on any one of that, you can see the three same here. By default you may see this as a closed. You can expand so that it will display, so that easily you can switch from one task to another task. Now we want to open payables periods. Go to task list, scroll little down. There is a task called as manage accounting periods. The title is payables periods. The task name is manage accounting periods. Click on manage accounting periods.
Lakshman, sorry to stop you. So manage accounting periods will be available from the implementation project as well, correct?
Sorry?
This,
No.
manage accounting period tasks.
No. This is just for a specific mapping, right? This would be available from this role only.
Okay.
Okay, the three roles we assigned, right? Those roles only will have a provision. See, when you talk about manage periods and all, it's all about business process related, right? The users, the business is working in which period to record the transaction. To record the transaction, period should be open. To restrict the transaction entry, period we have to close it, and for some report generation, other activities reasons. So that is the reason this task you can find only here, not in the project. Okay, it doesn't comes under configuration related task. It is ongoing activity related task. So that always you can find in this the role specific task list only. Okay, fine. So now here you have to go to our primary ledger. You have to find our
Okay.
primary ledger. Yeah. So that is our primary ledger. Just 1 second. Yeah. So if you place the cursor on our primary ledger, system will display how many business units are associated with this primary ledger. Okay, only one, Google US business unit. So that means if you are going to open the periods for this primary ledger, you are going to open the periods for this Google US business unit for payables application. Since we are navigating from payables, system will select the application as payables. So here as activity you can see as you are selecting ledger, but how many BUs are associated with this ledger, same ledger, and from which application you are navigating, that application will get selected. That's how system will open the that specific application periods for the associated business units. That's how it works. So this is our ledger. Click on the ledger name in the first period. In case of EBS, we don't do this kind of activity, opening the first period and target period for sub-ledger application. It's all about straight away you can go and change the status for specific period. But here, this we are routing through ledger. That is the reason this process we have to follow. Okay. With the ledger control we are doing, so we have to open the first period, then you can go with the target period. So open. Now we can go with the target period. So target period is April. Say open. Click on open. Say okay. Just refresh it. Fine, done. April period is open. May period is future enterable for payables application for the BU, which BU is associated with this ledger. Now we can go and verify the payables period status from GL also. Okay, anyway, for GL period also we have to open for current month. We open previous month, so March month we opened in GL. So we have to open April month period for GL. So just we'll go to GL and we'll see the status from GL whether payables periods are opened or not. Okay, anyway, from here also you can see that the same, just we can already we just gone through that process, right? Just once again we'll touch that point. So here you can see this is the ledger, this is associated BU, and if you look at this record, okay, current period means current open period is April, status is open. Current period is April only, the current period status is open. So that's how you can verify here. The same you can see from GL also. And anyway, for before you enter the transaction, the payables, you have to open the GL period to report the same accounting entries to GL, right? So under general accounting, we have a task called as period close. Click on period close. Select our ledger. So here you can see payables period status is open. That too, like which BU also system is showing. See in the pop-up it is showing. Yes, this is a ledger, and the BUs are for how many BUs the period is open. If you for ledger level, if you open the period for specific application, that application related all the BUs periods will open automatically, right? So that control we have in the system. And when you look at GL period status, the status for current month is, okay, the current month is future enterable. Okay, we'll go and open GL period also for current month. Click on the period status. You can select period and you can click on open period, or else you can go to actions and say open period. Before that you may select the period. You can click on this open period, you can open, or else you can go to actions and you can say open period, you can open, or else you can go with the open target period. In that case you don't need to select. So here select which period you want to open. April, say open. Fine, you can see the current period status in GL as open, and May period status is future enterable. Now we can go and create the invoice in accounts payables, and we can process the payment also. So any questions from anyone related to these setups, please? This will go to invoice work.
Lakshman, when we want to give any user access to specific BU to create an invoice or multiple BUs to create an invoice, we can only do that through data access set and not through like reference data access set or any other thing. Only through data access set we can give that access.
Come to know that when we record the transactions, that those points will be discussing. Okay, so we'll understand that. Okay, so data access set, it's you are referring data access set related to GL, that is applicable only for general ledger application. Data access set is not at all applicable for sub-ledger applications. You talk about sub-ledger application, through business unit you can give the access, or else with a reference data set you can give. Data access set applicable only for GL application, not for sub-ledgers. Fine.
So if I want to give a user access to create AP invoice for 2 BUs, how can I do that?
We are going to test. We are going to test everything. We have many concepts. Okay. How do you do in EBS?
I would use profile option.
Sorry?
I would use MO security profile option.
Yeah. Before that,
To
you
give-
have to create the security profile, right?
Correct. Yeah, I would create the security profile, assign the business units, and then assign that to the responsibility using the profile option.
The same we do. Okay. If you just go through the course curriculum, you can find the same. I mentioned security profile and MOAC configuration testing. Okay. Fine. So any questions from anyone, please?
Just to clarify, Lakshman, sorry, just to clarify. So
I'm wrong. I'm not saying don't ask questions. I'm not saying, just my request is go through the course curriculum. You can get some information, you can understand. So if you see in the course curriculum, okay, we are going to cover security profile, MOAC means, if you see this point, you generally there won't be any question from your side, this kind of questions, right? So that is a point I'm referring. I'm not saying don't ask many questions. I'm not saying you are asking many questions, don't ask these many questions. I'm not raising that point, just I'm mentioning the point. So you just look into the course curriculum. Even there are few questions from other participants also. So how to do that, are we going to do so and so. In that case, I'm just requesting you just go through the course. Now we are going to work on payables. Better you can go through the course curriculum, what we are covering in the payables, so that we can minimize the questions, okay, to understand what we are going to cover and not cover. So that is the point I'm mentioning. Don't take in other way. I'm just requesting to check the course curriculum. That's all. Fine.
Yeah, I just wanted to confirm on the reference data set, nothing else.
Yeah, no,
The reference data set has anything to do with the access.
yeah, we just, so that point, once we start working on the process, those points will come into the picture for discussion. So we
Okay.
started with the transaction process, right? So that is the reason so far we didn't discuss. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. So any other questions from anyone, please? So these are the concepts we mentioned in the course curriculum, which are very primary as part of payables. And these are the almost most of the concepts which you have in the payables. We'll just go through all these: how to create stand invoice, how to create the PO based invoice matching, which comes under P2P cycle, how to create invoices through spreadsheet, debit memo creation, credit memo creation, prepayment creation process, and creating the payments through PPR, payment process request, prepayment invoice process. Okay, this is payment process. This is the prepayment invoice process, withholding tax setups and process, bills payables configuration process, pay alone concept, foreign currency invoice payment, supplier merge, interest invoice creation, recurring invoice creation with the respective setups, third party payments, cross currency payments. In Fusion, cross currency payments we can handle, and how to create holds and apply the holds and release names, and supply refund process, aging periods concept, how to create the custom roles. So as of now, we are using for GL and AP all the seeded roles which Oracle is providing. We'll be testing how to create our own roles and how to verify existing roles, which privileges we have, how to compare two roles. Okay, the all points I'll take you through as a part of this custom roles, and we'll be testing invoice approvals. If you want to implement invoice approvals and payables, what setups required, and what are the other points we have to understand. The same will be testing after doing configuration in our own environment for our own BU, and we'll be working on a MOAC, nothing but security profile, same as EBS we have that, and we'll see how to load the suppliers data and open invoices data into payables. In case of EBS, this is completely technical task. This has to be done by technical people. In case of Fusion, this can be executed by functional people. So it's a very simple process where we get templates from Oracle. From Oracle website, you can download the templates, predefined templates, and very much validated templates. Just you can keep the data in that, you can load into the system. It's a very simple process. We'll be working on that. We'll be executing. We'll test supplier loading process and open invoices process. We'll execute it, and creating accounting and transfer to general ledger, pre-closing process. For that, I'll provide the detailed document for all the applications, and how to perform the payables to general ledger reconciliation. They given a separate activity to do that, and I'll take you through that how to create the BA reports. Here, why just we mentioned this point is through BA report definition only you can write the SQL queries. We don't have any other option. As a part of BA reports definition only you can write the SQL queries. Even if you don't want to create the report, you want to query the data, you want to see, only the option is you have to go to BA report definition page only. So just to understand from where to write the queries, okay. So I just mentioned this here. Will anyway just will write the query. We can understand from where we can write the SQL queries and how to fetch the data, how to take the results into specific report definition. Also, we'll look into that. And OTBA reports, Oracle Transaction Business Intelligence Report, just for analysis purpose, and payment formats. At the time of bank account creation, we selected standard check format, which is a seeded format, which is available in any environment. It could be EBS or Fusion. But so if you want to create the new formats, how to create, before that, where you can find the templates that I'll take you through. An invoice imaging solution where you can create invoice based on the scanned images. So what is the process we have to follow? No setups required for this, just process we have to understand. I'll just show you so how the process will work and all. So these are the concepts we are going to cover as a part of payables. Okay, so it's we can start with the process tomorrow session. Okay, we can limit the session just with the setup part for today. Okay, in tomorrow session just we can start with the transaction part. So when we work on transaction part, these roles only will support. Okay, so you have one user who is going to work as a payable specialist. You'll create the user. So ABC user will assign only this role, but our current user has access to FSM also. This user, current user can do the setups, as well as current user can work on payables application with all these privileges. So when we talk about business users, we assign these roles only, no other roles we assign. So to provision the access to record the invoices or payments, in which role, which privileges we have, that also will be testing. Okay, when we go with the concept called as custom roles. Okay, so any questions from anyone, please? We can start with the transaction part from tomorrow session. Okay, so any questions from anyone, please? If no questions, we can wind up for today.
Also in EVs we have payment managers, right? So is this concept is going to working here, or there is a
So in EBS and payment manager, what we do, we submit the payment process request, right? The same we have here. Yeah, the same. PPR means payment manager. Within the payment manager, we run the PPR, payment process request. Same we have.
Lakshman, one question.
Please.
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, if you can go back to that, screen, the instance.
Instance. Yeah.
Invoice.
Tell me what is your question?
Yeah, actually, I see in the info tiles, right? All the pending and what is that? All hold invoices and everything. All the information about the existing invoices.
Correct.
I think those are from some other operating units. Business units.
That you'll understand before we go on create. We have to discuss on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so just a clarification on it. So is that because just you said it's the user is having FSM attached to that user ID?
No. Just don't look at that point. I'll explain that. Before we go and create the invoice, I will explain.
Okay, sure.
So I'll make sure that you will clear all your doubts. So see, since we are not touching the transaction part today, I'm not talking about that. So
okay.
We just start with invoice creation. What are the points you are talking? Those are relevant, right?
So my assumption is that the info tile should all the
is wrong.
information.
Whatever you are asking, that is wrong. Not because of
no. What I'm saying is, oh yeah, go ahead.
Not because of FSM. There is other reason that we'll discuss in the tomorrow session before we create invoice.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't.
Okay.
We
okay. So the info tile only the invoice is created on the. Sorry.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
So the info tile should show only the invoices created by this user or within the operating unit or something like that.
Not created by. The infolet shows the information, okay, for which BUs this user has access.
Okay.
Not created by.
Correct.
May not be created by this user, but which BUs this user has access, those it will show. We'll discuss on that. We'll talk about that, just why we are getting all, even we assigned only our BU to this user. So all points we'll discuss. Yeah, it would be more clear in the next session, because we not yet started with the transaction. That is, whatever the points you are mentioning, those are related to transaction. Okay, done. So as someone mentioned yesterday, like they were not able to download videos 14th and 15th. So I just replaced these videos. I removed those two videos and again I uploaded. And I uploaded yesterday's session also in the Google Drive. You can access Now, if you have any issue, please get back to us by just writing email on this createbankaccounts@gmail.com.
Yeah, Lakshman, Dipesh here.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, I tried to download the videos from session 14 again, and I tried to access the videos from different browser as well, but I'm still not able to download it.
Yesterday you only raised this issue, Dipesh?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe see some problem from your end. Not sure, because normally if videos are available within within the instance, there won't be an issue. See, for your reference, I'll try to download it. So this is a video, 14th one. Download. Okay. So I'm able to download. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Fine, fine. Please try once again. Okay, please try once again. So there is no other alternative solution. Everybody is able to access and download, but only the, I think, issue from your end. We will just see. Otherwise, we will do one thing. You provide other Gmail account, and we'll share that Google Drive access on that ID. So it may work in that way. Fine. You can just
Okay, I will just share another email from.
alternative email ID on this ID. In this mail ID, you can drop a email on this ID, so that I'll provision
Okay.
to other email ID.
Yeah, we'll share that.
Yeah, please.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
Lakshman, in Google Drive, the 30th session video is not available.
See, what happening is the people, they're just removing. There are cases where someone is removing. 1 second, I'll just open that. I just stopped screen sharing. 1 second. So 12th, 13th is not available. Yes. Okay. Someone just, I think someone removed it, maybe by mistake. You can find within 5 minutes. Okay, I'm going to place that video into that. Okay, you can check after 5 minutes, you can find that video.
Okay, Lakshman.
Yeah, fine.
Lakshman,
Yeah.
day before yesterday, I just want to talk to you, and didn't get any call from your side.
Yeah, Venkatesh. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, just you can expect the call after 2 minutes after winding up this meeting today. Okay, there were some other calls, and I was
Look.
talking on that, and I was busy with that. So later we could not do that.
Yeah. Okay.
So after ending this this meeting, we'll give you a call within 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fine. Thank you. Thank you. Fine. So just
Lakshman, actually, this is Rao. I sent you an email related to EBS. It was not getting approved. Some issue. I sent an email on the EBS part, not the Fusion.
So what is the issue?
Purchase order is not getting approved, getting some error. I sent an email.
Oh, I'll check it once. Okay.
Yeah,
Check
okay.
it once, and
I gave my credentials and everything. Okay.
Rao Des. Yeah. Fine. I'll just check it. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Fine. Fine.
I provided my credentials. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. I'll try with the same.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Fine. So, any questions from anyone, please? Any questions from anyone? Okay. Okay, since no questions from anyone, we can wind up the session for today. The 13th session video also I just placed in the Google Drive. Now you can find 13th session. Okay, 12th, 13th. Okay, fine. So then that's all for today. We'll connect tomorrow and we can start working on invoice creation and payment creation, and what are the other different concepts we have in the payables. Depending on scenarios, we'll be working on those. Okay, thank you all. Have a good day and good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.